higher thought because we're intelligent, right?
Right, we are
educated, beyond education,
beyond the standard.
Shahid.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, let's get this hand in here.
My man.
Big
smiles.
Hey, come visit if you'd like. Yeah, if you'd like. If you hear a topic that you're into. I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that this show is TVMA.
Oh, yeah.
If you have small children that you don't feel are ready to hear truth.
The realest fake news on television here in Acadiana.
And the fakest real news on television here in Acadiana. Welcome, Thursday night.
Thursday night, we got, July 12th? Oh, that summer is just going fast.
Oh, man, just weeks.
If you're a teacher, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, because you got to go back to work soon.
Pretty soon.
Sucks to be you. Oh, by the way, don't forget to give us a call, 337-366-8950. Make sure to press pound and 2.
Pound it to the number 2.
Pound that number 2.
Oh.
Drop that deuce.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's what people do when they get home from work, and it's 6 o'clock. They're just getting home from work. They're doing their dishes. They're, feeding their babies. They're taking their afternoon deuce.
Right.
Cooking dinner and doing, whatever.
I don't know. I eat dinner, then I drop the deuce, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, I guess it's an order of operations.
It's hydraulic pressure or something.
So I'm Mayday.
I'm Mo.
Yeah, this we got Mo, and we do a big here. We got a big show in. Been here in a couple weeks, so if you're
look, not my fault. The place was closed.
Last week we were closed, showing replays of Festival.
Yes.
Here on AOC.
Here we go.
And the week before, I think we were just busy doing other stuff.
Yeah. Life gets in the way.
So we tend to do like a 3 out of 4 weeks per month.
Hey, we try for every week. Sometimes life gets in the way.
So like I said, we got a big show. We've got a lot of topics to talk about. I was kind of thinking, we can go a backwards order today.
Okay.
And that we normally kind of go through headlines, and then we'll go through this day in history and lists. Let's start with some lists.
Lists are good. I like lists.
And the viewers seem to like the lists.
Okay, are we going top 10 lists? Bottom 10 lists?
I've got several lists. I've got how... It was technically an article about how women make it harder to date. Although, here at Higher Thought, we kind of don't necessarily, label one side. I think a lot of these apply to both men. Men and women can be hard to date.
We all got issues.
So we can talk about that. As far as other, I guess, relational type stuff, I've got 9 reasons a quality guy, and you could even say a quality girl is hard to find as well.
Oh, absolutely. I'd agree with that one 100%.
I've got some loser jobs. Loser.
I'm sorry.
6 figures.
That's it. Loser.
They make more than I do.
Wait. Loser makes 6 figures?
Well,
I need that
loser jobs. So I'm going to go through some of those. I've got some creepy space facts.
I love creepy.
I know. I want to go to space. It's going to be cool. Although after you hear that list, you might kind of rethink whether you want to go to space or not. Some Netflix facts.
Okay.
Everybody loves the Netflix.
Netflix and chill, baby.
Ooh, you're going to have a comment on this one, maybe Acadiana. How about the most ghetto Louisiana towns?
Oh, yeah, come on. Give us a call, 337-366-8950. Pound that number 2.
What are the ghetto towns?
Tell us what those ghetto towns are.
We definitely know the ghetto towns around here in Acadiana. I'll tell you that. How about rules the Marvel Comic Universe actors must follow?
Oh,
that's pretty strict. It's pretty strict. And I've also, for a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of wisdom, got some Socrates quotes.
Oh, Socrates.
Socrates.
Lovely.
Yes, indeed. But speaking of which, we do have another Bill and Ted's movie.
I know. It's about time.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
So, how about we discuss a little bit of dating stuff?
Dating sucks.
It does. And And in some kind of ways, in our culture, dating has changed in the last 20 years. I think they say it's like 1 in 4 relationships now start online dating.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Well, and so
we are socially
everybody to date.
It's when you actually meet the person face to face, that's when you figure out,
like, whoa.
Either
do they match their online profile at all, or because they got some catfishers out there?
Oh, Jesus, God Almighty!
So first off, one way, and like I said, this article was written as how women are making it harder to date. Although, it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Dudes are dicks sometimes.
So how about not continuing the conversation when you're interested in a person? Just playing hard to get. And just the mind games in general.
Mind games suck. The only thing worse than mind games is being ghosted.
Well, right. If you're being ghosted, then obviously a person doesn't necessarily have interest in you.
Right, but
sometimes they do. They're playing the game.
Right. They spend this time building up, and then all of a sudden they evaporate. Now, are they trying to see, are you going to go that extra step?
Right.
Or are they just being...
Well, and like I said, guys are guilty of this. I'm guilty of that one as well. As not necessarily as far as ghosting someone, but as far as I have interest in the beginning, but maybe not so much after a while.
After a while. You figure out that things aren't...
Maybe we're better as friends.Maybe there's not that spark. Maybe,
the sex is good and that's it.
Yeah, man, we just don't have good conversation. Right. Whatever it could be, So, but it's just games. It's games. So try to eliminate the games. How about dropping hints instead of being clear? That's kind of part of the same aspect.
I'm an adult. Tell me what you can feel.
You can even be brutally honest.
I'll accept.
Most people, I think, will accept brutal honesty. Like, hey, you don't like me. Just don't lead me on.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm down with that 100%.
Surely. Okay, next one. Playing two guys against each other.
Oh, that's a dick move.
It is, and even if you do the same with girls,
right? Well, then that's
hit on one girl while you go hit on another, and then have them catfight each other.
I don't know. That could be interesting.
Expecting him to keep trying, or even
after you shut him down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, I'm sorry, lady. If you shut me out,
if he really likes me, then he'll keep going.
No.
Can't keep off the phone when you hang out.
Oh yeah, that's bad form. Totally bad form.
Yeah, that to me. Go ahead and be with your phone.
Right. I keep my phone in my pocket on.
I don't even, when I'm hanging out with somebody. I don't even answer my phone.
Oh no, not at all.
To me, it's just I'm old school, and I guess I have some manners when it comes to phone use.
Absolutely.
When you're hanging out
with someone,
I'm if we're having a conversation, even at Green Room or something, which we are sponsored by Green Room.
More beverages for the adults. Anytime you want to start giving us a tab, we love you.
Exactly, a little free promotion here on AOC. But
no, if they're constantly on the phone and Snap and Twitter and no, tickety, no, that's got to stop.
How about not engaged in the planning? I'll just do whatever, and you have to basically plan everything.
Okay.
That's old school, guys.
I know that part, but life is complicated today. We have things that we have to do. They have things that they have to do, and sometimes you just have to put it together at the last minute.
Well, as far as scheduling a time, but as far as the actual activity.
Oh, okay. I get you now.
Yeah, the actual activity and where, you're supposed to come up with everything. My philosophy typically is to narrow it down to a few choices and then let them pick. Or vice versa. You narrow it down and then I'll pick.
That sounds
I think it's a good system. I think it's a good system as far as, let's narrow it down, then one of us can decide. I don't know. That way you don't have to sit there talking for 2 hours about what you're going to go eat, for instance. You do that.
I know. I've got friends. Okay. I don't spend much time on Face Crack, but I hear this. It's like, just pick something to eat. And no, just go somewhere and they'll either eat or not.
Exactly. You'll find something.
You'll find something.
Now, let's see. How about people falling in love too quick? I think guys are just as guilty on that one.
Mm-hmm. How quick is too quick?
Well, I'm a big believer in that, in love at first sight.
Right.
I think it can happen. However, sometimes people don't always move at the same speed. So if you are falling in love at first sight, well, your job is to convince that other person to love you just as much without coming off as like, oh my God, like I'm crazy, I need you, I love you, blah, 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 blah. In
other words, don't be
freaks some people. Yeah. That freaks some people out too much too soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. TMI is a bad thing.
Oh, and they definitely have some about TMI. Let's see, withholding one-on-one time strategically. That just goes back to playing games.
Yes.
Showing your cards too soon.
No, I only show my cards in the dark.
There you go. How about testing the person instead of just enjoying the time together?
That seems like a self-defeating activity.
Well, and oftentimes first dates do kind of seem like quizzes.
Yeah, that's where you're figuring out, do you do a second date?
Right.
Then you do the second date, and then you figure out, is this person a whack job or not?
Well, surely. Well, and I guess over time my philosophy is kind of changed rather than doing the quiz.
Right.
I just try to have as much fun and make there be as entertaining moments as possible.
On the first date or on the second date?
The first date, as far as, just I don't know, joking about them and talking trash or going to play a game or something like that.
Yeah, where you can talk smack during playing.
Right, and have fun.
Right.
And,
okay, I got that.
Yeah, it kind of breaks down the walls.
Well, you figure out what's what and who's who and how things are going to fit together.
Okay, how about being fashionably late? I am guilty of that one as well.
I'm habitually tardy, and the people that I interact with are aware that I'm habitually tardy. It's got nothing to do with you. Stuff's got to be done.
It's got to be done,
and I can't go until
we usually meet around 5 o'clock before the show.
Right. I'm
usually not there till about 5:10, 5:15.
Right. And because I'm driving from BFE, I sometimes get hit.
One of the most ghetto Louisiana towns.
Yeah, well, I do live in one of the most ghetto Louisiana towns. What, top 10, bottom 10, whatever?
We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. How about women will make the first move? They expect the guy to do it, and that's old school thinking, but it's kind of I guess, it's a conundrum in that so many people, there's, I guess, a double standard in that, okay, I want you to be old school, and, you hit on me first. You pay for the meal. You do this, you do that. You plan the date. But then I want 21st century dating rules.
I feel where you're coming from, and luckily, recently, I've had
experience of both.
Women that say what they want right up front. I call that a win.
I'd say that's the best. Okay, finishing up this list, passing over good guys because you have history with the exes. Or passing over good girls because you have history with their exes.
Oh,
either way.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but you don't slip the willy to one of your bud's ex-friends.
It's just a bro code. It's bro code.
Yeah.
Assuming that someone is not interested because you have text impatience.
Okay. Please explain text impatience.
Text impatience. How about, whenever, you can't respond to somebody, you're busy doing something, like I just said, when I'm hanging out with somebody, I want to answer my phone usually, right. Or I'll maybe respond to text or whatever, but if you call me and I'm busy hanging out with somebody, I'm not going to answer.
I'm not going to answer the phone.
I'll usually call you back, or I'll text you.
And if your name does not come up with the phone number,
no, definitely not.
No, I'm not answering that phone.
Some people though, if you don't text them back within an hour to 2 hours, well, they might just think oh, well, you don't like me anymore, so I guess we're done now. It's just come on, get over yourself.
Drama.
Yeah, I mean, so you got to have some text patience there. Okay, and I only got a couple left here. And well, we've already covered the guy. Expect the guy to pay for everything. You can't do that nowadays. You know, I mean, girls are making.
I don't know. I mean, unless you're the one with the fat bank, and
if you have fat bank, well, I mean, ultimately, money can buy you attractive, people.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hey, if you're a rich sugar mama. I mean, you can get some attractive young fellows to come and date you because, I mean, even if you're not that attractive, if you can, bankroll a young dude, hey, same goes with the opposite gender as well. So, and finally we got expecting them to do exactly what you want them to do.
All right. Expecting. Yes, expecting is a bad turn of the phrase.
Expectations ruin relationships.
Right. Take it as it comes, enjoy it while it's there, and take as much pleasure from the time that you're together as you possibly can.
I'd agree with you 100% there. And if you want to give your relationship thoughts, your relationship advice to Katie Hanna, that's what we're kind of doing here in the show. We can move on to a different topic. We've got more dating talk, I guess, in that we've got, 9 reasons why a quality guy or girl is hard to find. We can get to that a little bit later.
But first, you got to give us a call, 337-366-8950. Pound that deuce.
Pound the deuce. So, how about a little bit of headlines?
Oh, I like headlines.
We all like headlines. Lines. Well, we like lines and we like head.
All right, it sounds like a party.
TVMA.
I told you in the beginning, TVMA, small children out of the room.
So, running through some headlines here. How about local? We've got the Rock and Bowl opening on July 16th, and it's going to be on 905 Jefferson Street, which is right downtown here, right next to the Rosa Parks Center. I believe they have Ronnie Romero playing the opening night there.
Really?
A big Zydeco guy. So I'm excited about
bowling, bands, and beer. How can you go wrong?
Can't really go wrong.
It sounds downtown. It sounds like pure win to me.
And I do find that bowling costs have gone up recently.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Crazy the bowling costs.
Well, it's because they're not having as much foot traffic and doofus. Don't mind us, we're just watching the crowd float by.
Well, I mean, sometimes I think his girlfriend dresses him.
You think so?
Yeah.
With that striped shirt and the tank top?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well,
that's
trendy.
That's not
his girlfriend.
No.
Well, I would let my girlfriend dress me if my girlfriend looked like that.
Oh, okay.
She's a model.
I'd like my girlfriend to undress me.
Well, that too.
Anyways,
how about over in the Barry, your neck of the woods? They get a
grocery store,
a Rouse's, and a Hobby Lobby.
You know what? I'm sorry, I got something to say to Hobby Lobby, but that's just me.
Well, and our buddy old Big Lou, which of course he probably wouldn't want us talking about him on here, but he won't have to go to Youngsville now to go to Rouse's.
Right. Right.
So.
Hey, we get another option in the Barry.
Exactly.
Right. It's not Wally World, and since Super One and Winn-Dixie combined and they shut down the Winn-Dixie store, you're left with Super One, Wally World, and then your Bi-Lo's, your Daspits, things like that. It'll be
those businesses are hurting as well.
I tell you what, I try to spend as much money at Bi-Lo as I can.
Local.
Right. It's just 2 blocks down the street.
Did you see Travis Pastrana breaking Evel Knievel's jump records?
Oh, man, that was awesome. 3 of those big jumps.
Well, I actually have the records here. He broke Evel Knievel's record. He jumped over 52 cars, where Evel Knievel had jumped over 50.
Right.
He jumped over 16 of those London buses.
Oh, the double-decker jumps?
Yeah, the double-decker jumps.
I knew it was buses. I was thinking it was school buses.
But Evel Knievel only jumped 13, and he didn't land any of those.
Oh, that's right. He crashed and burned and broke bones and stuff.
And then the third record was jumping over the fountain at Caesar's Palace, which Evel Knievel never landed as well.
Right. Oh, he got over it. It was just a disaster.
Yeah,
no, I remember watching on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Well, yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, Travis Pastrana has been around since the 90s, as far as the X Games and doing all the bike stuff,
I'm surprised he didn't do the
Tony Hawk, Matt Hoffman. He's one of the major celebrities in extreme games, I would definitely say. Another accomplishment here, Chick-fil-A, the #1 fast food restaurant in the United States.
Just don't get it.
I do.
I
totally get it.
Just like I had something for Hobby Lobby, I got something for Chick-fil-A too.
How do you need me to explain this to you? I mean,
it's chicken that I can get anywhere, and the money goes to fundies.
The chicken is fantastic. And it's got that sweet, salty flavor that is addictive.
With a pickle on top.
Well, the chicken sandwiches actually do have the pickle on top, but you can get no pickle, and that's what I actually do, which I have actually texted several of my friends and family. I was proud of going to Chick-fil-A the other day, and I had the biggest chicken boob I had ever gotten there. It was the biggest, crispiest boob I had ever gotten from the Chick-fil-A sandwich. And I mean, it might have been some steroids in it.
I don't like crispy boobs.
Well, it was a dang good crispy boob on a sandwich. But they do marinate their chicken in pickle juice, which I hate pickles.
How do you hate pickles?
But it's so good. It's so good. It's addictive. I can't drive by Chick-fil-A. Okay, and the way they treat you there. Like, you go to Burger King, McDonald's, and these people are, pissed off that you're in the drive-thru, and you're like, oh, I gotta take your order? Damn it. Screw you, white person. And when you go to Chick-fil-A, they're like, oh, my pleasure. Oh, great to see you.
Right. Well, if you don't say that sort of thing, they fire you.
Well, because they have higher expectations of their employees. And every single general manager of a Chick-fil-A, if you open a Chick-fil-A, you will be a millionaire.
Will you now?
You will be a millionaire.
I guess I don't want to be a millionaire bad enough.
Well, they do extensive background checks for their owners. You have to be Christian. You have to have a Christian family. You can't have an outcast in the family.
Really?
Nope.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm definitely out of the running anyway.
You'll never be able to open a Chick-fil-A mob.
You know what? I don't want to open it.
Tomorrow is Friday. French Friday.
French Friday!
Whoop, whoop. So, you can check online. There's all kind of deals that the burger places are offering you to get some fries, because it's Friday.
And we love deals.
Don't we?
Now, if Wednesday was just like a national hump day, where I could go around town and collect a hump, or 2, or 3, whatever my constitution could stand, that would be
whoever's willing to hump.
That would be like a real national holiday.
I would agree with that.
Much better than Milk Day.
Well, speaking of milk, how about the United States? Opposition to the breastfeeding resolution stuns the World Health officials.
Can you say our government is being overtaken by its donors? This is wrong.
Is this any kind of coincidence that baby formula is a $70 billion industry?
All they want is your freaking money. Money!
We don't care about your baby's health. We will give your baby some, Asperger's right quick, a little bit of autism. We will give your baby some lead in the brain, which, my kind of conspiracy theory says, well, if there's lead and mercury being pumped into us, is that serving as a metal reactor to all the brain waves that are coming from our cell phones and televisions?
Well, that's why the aluminum foil hat has to actually come down like a Greek helmet, to where you got the side pieces, the little thing in the back, and only thing you have open is the eye slits and the nostril.
Yeah.
A Corinthian style helmet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So much more, enthusiastic, fun stories. How about the drunk guy? This drunk guy passes out in an Uber and ends up taking a $1,600 ride across 3 states.
I still can't get that one. How do you get an Uber dude to drive you across 3 states. I mean, they're looking for quick turnover, fast cash.
No, because as long as you're driving, that meter's ticking. So, I mean, if you have to go get another ride, I mean, like, as long as you're in my car, I'm making money. You know, so if this guy has no destination and didn't tell me where to go, well, I'm just going to keep on driving, my man. You know, so I hate to tell you, I mean, you passed out in my car. I'm not going to wake you up.
I don't know. That's kind of a dick move.
Well, I guess that's Uber's policy as far as they're not going to wake you up if you're sleeping in the car. You didn't tell them where to go.
Well, remind me not to pass out in an Uber.
You definitely would need a reminder because you're one of those passing out types.
Well, that's why I generally sleep in the back of my truck.
In the back of your truck, it's a safe place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't steal my truck. I'm in the back.
Let's see. We can say, let's be quick with this one. How about men aren't rethinking work behavior after the hashtag MeToo movement because most men behave correctly?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, if you're not a dick, you don't do dick move things. I mean, duh.
It's pretty obvious, people. Okay, Mastodon, familiar?
The band?
Yes,
Okay,
band.
yes, I like the band.
Their guitarist says that bands cannot survive in the current economic climate.
Saw that. The only way they're going to make money is constantly touring and selling their own merch and being responsible for those merch sales.
Well, and I mean, we have seen a movement as far as YouTube, your Spotify's, Pandora's, trying to pay artists.
Right. But when you're getting pennies per play,
it's very fickle.
That adds up to diddly squat.
Meaning you have to tour to make money.
Right.
So it's very tough on musicians out there. Here in Lafayette, I'm not a big fan of, not necessarily the music scene, but the people, the crowds in general, because people here in Lafayette tend to be very spoiled with their free shows. There's free shows everywhere. So you don't see a lot of people supporting local artists, and when you have to go actually pay to cover to see a show.
Well, they want to go see the Chiwis and Bag of Donuts.
That's pretty much what they want to see. Or Zydeco.
And that's...
So rock bands...
No, nothing against Zydeco, but if you're in a real band...
It's our area. It's our culture.
You got to play.
Exactly.
You got to play. Because nobody else is going to hear you. You're not going to hear it on the radio. You've got to tour.
No doubt. Well, I don't like talking about Trump too much. We talk about Trump on here.
Yeah.
Let's get our Trump stories out of the way here.
All right, go ahead. Go.
Yeah, you got to get it up.
Go. Just, yeah.
Okay, how about in Walmart? They had Impeach 45. And this was like baby clothing and stuff, you know.
I thought it was adult T-shirts. That's
well, they had all kinds.
T-shirts.
They had all kinds, but they even had like baby clothing that said Impeach 45. You know, and so ultimately, the T-shirts and apparel led to a lot of boycott threats for Walmart.
Like Trump supporters can afford to boycott Walmart.
Well, I mean...
Where else are they going to go for their super cheap
And Walmart
crap?
seems to be holding their ground on it. So
maybe I need to hit up Walmart and see if I can find an Impeach 45 T-shirt. Maybe it'll be on the discount sale rack.
Possibly so, on the clearance.
See?
Okay, and while we're talking about Walmart, we'll get back to Trump here in a second. Walmart patents a surveillance wristband for their employees that tracks where your location is and even listens to the audio of your conversation.
Nope, not going to happen. They will not. I will not work for somebody that does that kind of crap to me.
You weren't going to work for Walmart anyways.
I was going to retire. Can you imagine me as a greeter?
That's true.
Yeah, hey, welcome to Walmart. Good luck, biznitch.
Right, yeah, I just don't see that happening. I actually saw somebody getting in trouble for they greeted somebody the wrong way at Walmart not too long ago. Anyways, okay, yeah. A crop circle. So the aliens must not like Donald Trump because a crop circle has popped up in the UK that says F Trump, pretty much. So the aliens put a crop circle that said F Trump. Well, obviously it was the farmers. It was the farmers. You know,
hopefully it was over a flyover zone, so at least they could get seen.
I think it was.
I like the inflatable fat baby that they've got. They've done
that, and Trump is visiting the UK. There have been mass protests. However, in an interview with one of the reporters over there, they said that they have a biased media over there against Trump as well, and that the press hasn't even explained why he was elected in America, like why people wanted to vote for him.
Can we really explain why he was elected?
I definitely can explain
What,
why.
he appealed to the idiots?
No, it's two different kinds of idiots. I mean, he did appeal to a certain kind of idiots. The majority of America is idiots, if you haven't realized.
No, I know.
Not here in Acadiana.
We've passed off.
We do have some idiots. We do have some idiots. But...
And some of them call us.
None of us really...
I don't know. Give us a call. Tell us if you're an idiot or not. 337-366-8950.
Are you an idiot? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Go ahead.
So we just get a biased media view all across the board, But why was Trump elected? And I mean, this is pretty obvious. I think it's because those certain groups of people that have voted for Trump have been alienated for the last 8 years under President Obama. I think that's part of it.
Okay.
Your Christian groups, your Second Amendment supporters, your, constitutionalists, your...
All I can say is cold dead hands when it comes to Second Amendment.
Well, sure. I think, the majority of Americans feel that way. But we don't want to get too much into politics because, hey, it's kind of a bummer.
Exactly. Let's move on to something fun.
It's fake news of something fun. How about Beauty and the Bestiality?
Oh, God! Please say it ain't so.
Canada essentially legalizes sex with animals.
I thought they were doing okay with legalizing weed. Now they got to legalize sex with animals? Okay, did they define...
It's getting pretty crazy.
Which animal?
Well... a man was found not guilty for putting peanut butter on his basketball.
Oh, yes, and letting the dog lick it off. Oh, Jesus.
Because the court said that only penetration of the dog would count as would be bad.
Right.
Would be bad.
Right.
So technically in Canada, if you want your dog to lick your
put peanut butter on it.
The Beauty and the Bestiality.
Pour some sugar on me.
Ooh, in the name of love. And speaking of things you should not do with your vagina, doctors are warning against women putting wasp nests in their vagina.
Okay, wait. Wasp nest?
Wasp nest.
What kind of wasp?
Apparently, there's these eggs that hatch into all kind of wasps, and they cleanse the vagina. Apparently, according to this website or blog, and it was an online trend. And it seems like we cover one of these stories every single month. Where women are just sticking stuff in their vaginas that the websites are telling them to. It was peeled cucumbers not too long ago. Now we've got wasp nests.
No. I'm sorry, I don't want to follow a wasp nest. Getting stung on the junk is... no.
Well, and speaking of wasps, you saw the Ant-Man and Wasp.
I did.
I actually saw it with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Okay, it was good.
Okay.
It touched all the tropes. It was a perfect comic book movie.
I would agree.
They followed the comic book plotline. They didn't inject contemporary...
Well, technically, Hank Pym, who was Michael Douglas, the older person, was the Ant-Man in the comic book.
Right.
Which they kind of make it seem like, in the past he was the Ant-Man in the 1960s and 70s.
Well, he was, and then he had to pass the suit on, right?
Right. He had to pass the suit on.
When you get too old, you slow down.
And that's kind of what we're getting with the Marvel comic universe is passing of the torches. I'm not sure if you heard about this, but the next Marvel movie to come out isn't until next year, right? In the month before the Avengers 4.
Right.
And it's going to be Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Whoop, whoop. Apparently, Brie Larson, whereas Iron Man has been the lead in like all of the Marvel first 4 phases, pretty much.
Well,
First 3 phases.
Robert Downey Jr. just nails that role.
He does.
He's perfect.
But he has been the leader of the Avengers in the Marvel comic universe. Going forward, it's going to be Mrs. Marvel or Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
She is going to
Because you can be a captain and be a
you can
female.
look for it, folks. It's going to come. They've got a Lady Thor. They've got She-Hulk. They've got Lady Deadpool. They've got
what?
Yeah.
No.
Gwenpool.
Wait, a Lady Deadpool?
Yeah, you
That's
know about Lady Deadpool?
that's sacrilege.
This goes back to the comics.
I'm gonna slap him in the face with my chimichanga. That's just wrong.
They actually have like a bunch of different Deadpools. You know, like in different rainbow colors, pretty much.
Okay,
Like, there's
I know that there are
the Deadpool universe is extensive.
the very
Even though he's invented
different.
like in the early '90s.
Right,
pretty much.
there's canon Deadpool. There's the alternate universe. What the heck did they call that part when it was a whole reset of the comic universe? The fudge. I see. I didn't say the word this time. Anyway, yeah.
How about getting some business news? Academy fired a guy that the NRA called a hero. Somebody went in and stole a gun, some ammunition, and the Academy guy tackled the customer that was trying to, and he was fired for it.
He was fired for doing the right thing because their corporate policy is not to. Right, that's bull.
Yeah,
that's
let him
bull.
steal it. No. So this guy was apparently a hero, and he's fired for it, and he's been getting job offers all across.
Good for him.
Yeah, so good for him. Let's see, child molester. Well, let's get into the state.
Which child molester?
Well, I guess we got to talk about that. Child molester was beaten to death in a California prison days after his arrival.
Wait, pardon me. I'm sorry. Yep, a child. You.
Hey, and you know what? I mean, like, if his booty was gapping,
I don't care.
you got what you got to come. Karma's a bitch.
Right.
Karma's a bitch. All right. Okay, getting into other little business news. How about Papa John? You heard about that?
Oh, yeah. Don't say the N-word, especially on a conference call.
Yep, and so he resigned as chairman not long after, and after boycott threats for Papa John.
Right. Well, you know what? I don't eat Papa John's anyway. Their pizza sucks.
Well, I mean, he was very vocal about the fact that he was against the NFL and all the people taking knees, and, you know, so... he's still probably going to have a say in his business.
Well, he's going to get his money, but he's just not going to...
He's stepping down from the board, though.
Right.
Okay, Build-A-Bear.
Now, wait, could we nail him to a board?
Maybe like Jared from Subway.
Yeah. Pervert.
Did you hear about Build-A-Bear?
Yes. $1 per year to build your bear. Take your 8-year-olds and build a bear.
I don't think it was the $1 per year. It was pay your age.
What? So, right, pay your age. Right?
Pay your age.
If you're 8 years old, you pay $8. If you're 58 years old, you pay $58.
Well, it caused chaos across the country.
Right. I'm not building a bear
outside of the Building the Bear. I never really got the appeal of building the bear.
I think one of my kids did the Build-A-Bear thing.
Well, I mean, I guess you can just create your own teddy bear.
I know, but it was an arm and a freaking leg.
And they're expensive. Well, the more add-ons you have, the more expensive it is.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that covers a little business news. Okay, a couple other random stories here. George Lopez pretending to film himself peeing on Donald Trump's Hollywood star.
I think that's funny.
He did it as a joke. However, there are calls for his arrest now, and a turd was put on his Hollywood Square.
Okay, well, people are allowed to express their opinion about him just like he's allowed, but he didn't whip it out and whiz on the star. It was a bottle of water, and it was filmed so that it looked like...
And the Mexicans are mad.
No, really?
Yeah. Well, because they can't get their free stuff anymore.
Oh, not free stuff, but for God's sakes, quit splitting up the families for...
Ineligible families. Okay. Anyway.
Just turn around and send them home.
I gotta play devil's advocate sometimes, your folks.
DNA
just
swab.
Because I argue for it sometimes doesn't necessarily always mean that's my stance.
I know. We gotta keep it lively.
We gotta go at each other sometimes.
Right.
I thought this was a pretty interesting story, man. With the largest fingernails in the world, finally cut them off.
That's right. Get that Guinness World Record and then somebody bring in like bolt cutters or something to chop those bad boys off.
This man's nails were a combined length of 29 feet, 10 inches. Where his thumb was the longest nail at 78 inches. And I don't know if you saw the picture where it like started to curl.
Yes, that's
It's very
gnarly.
And he sold it to a museum and did not say how much he sold it for.
Well, hopefully he made some bank because he spent a lot of time not being able to wipe his butt.
It's very historical. Hey, how you doing?
I mean, I've seen the girls at the Popeyes who have the nails.
Right, with the fake?
Duh.
No.
And they have to punch the buttons with the knuckle of their pinky finger because their fingernails get stuck in. What?
Punch the button with your knuckle.
I'd punch her button with my knuckle if I got the chance. Anyway, because they couldn't push the buttons with their regular fingers because
TV man.
nails. Bull. Anyway, TVMA. All I got to say is, we know.
2 in the pink.
1 in the stink. Get up.
Oh, man. The Rock says he's not going to run for president in 2020.
Hallelujah.
He's going to possibly return to the wrestling ring.
Yay! One more match. Let's see if he gets his butt whipped.
Well, I think he's going to probably go against Triple H in his final match, and he will probably win.
Okay, well, then this one's, if it's going to be Triple H, then it's going to be thoroughly scripted.
Oh, of course.
Now,
the big dogs.
do we decide in advance, or do we just flip a coin at some point as to which one's going to be scripted into the winner?
Well, you know that The Rock will have to win because he's big money. And
Right. He is big money.
I mean, he makes $25 million a movie, you know? So, I mean, like, for him to go to WWE, it would bring so much media attention to it.
Does he have a new movie coming out?
I'm sure he does. He always does every month. I think the only actor that makes more than him is Mark Wahlberg.
Him and his funky bunch. The funky bunch got...
Oh, come on! Feel it! Feel the vibration!
Good vibration!
Alright, talk a little bit about LeBron James.
Does anybody really care?
A lot of people really care.
I don't get
it's
it.
So stupid.
Sports ball!
LeBron's going to the Lakers. He had a mural painted for him, and it was all ready to face within a couple days. They had a hit out on the mural. Basically, they were offering
where was the mural located?
In Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. So it's not like his old...
No, he basically said the king to L.A. Wait, they had a little spray painted picture of him.
Cavaliers?
Yeah, and he's gone to the finals the last 8 years.
Right.
But his teams are never good enough to win, and he's only won 3 out of those 8.
Unlike, say, Michael Jordan?
Who's 6-0 in the finals.
But did he not have, like, a supporting lineup that really ensured their wins?
His supporting lineup, I mean, nobody was like...
I'm not a sports
NBA,
fan.
It's like they just create all-star teams on NBA teams.
Right.
And it's all just a money grab.
Well, if that's all they want is your
That's all
freaking money.
everything in the world is. Speaking of
And
which,
to distract you from the real world.
Exactly. Brock Lesnar to the UFC. He actually currently is the WWE Universal Champion, and it's already been announced that he's going to the UFC to fight Daniel Cormier. Okay. He still owes the Las Vegas Boxing Commission or whatever, the Athletic Commission, like a $250,000
Because
he failed a steroid test or something. 2 years ago.
Okay, wait. Universal Champion? Who else in the universe showed up to fight Brock Lesnar?
Well, and that's a lot of heat is on Brock Lesnar because he's had the title for over 450 days, and in those 450 days he's maybe defended the title 10 times. Whereas CM Punk had the title for like 430 days, and he defended it over 100 times.
Wow.
So it's just like Brock Lesnar never wrestles, and pretty much he gets paid per appearance now.
Well,
and he gets about $1 million per appearance.
I'd be good with that. Oh, hell, I'd let Mike Tyson beat the hell out of me for $1 million for the appearance.
Sure. Brock Lesnar's making money in the WWE about... I think he maybe cleared about $12 million last year. 6 from the WWE, 6 from UFC. Let's see. Anything else? The World Cup final: France versus Croatia.
Did the Croats win?
It hasn't happened yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the final.
Oh, that's the final.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go Croat.
Well, it is near Russia, so that's probably the closest in the hometown.
Oh, that's right, because it's being held in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate rooting for France. Not that I don't like the French.
France,
it's
they come from France.
just
Europe.
France.
I don't know. A study reveals that life-threatening risk in transgender hormonal therapy, and it can lead to serious cardiovascular issues.
Wait, transgender hormonal therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going female to male? Male to female?
Male to female, I believe
Male to
is what they
female. Okay, so
specify.
we're doing upping the estrogen as opposed to adding testosterone.
And can lead to serious cardiovascular issues.
Why does that not surprise me?
Well, I think that's kind of one of the things that is sketchy about all this transgender movement, especially with the kids, is that a lot of this stuff is not tested.
Right.
And you're just pumping these kids full of chemicals because they say they identify as a unicorn or whatever at the age of 5. And, it's like, okay, whatever. You can pick your gender at an early age. Technically, if you are going to be a transgender person, the earlier you do it, the better, because you want to try to get it before puberty. As far as if you want to be girly and look like a woman kind of thing,
right,
and not have male shoulders and
get those
all this
those boobs to bloom and all that. Right.
It's just a different language.
I don't know. It's difficult, and I'm sure most parents have a difficult time trying to figure out what's medically appropriate as well as emotionally appropriate for their children.
Sure. Man, we got so many lists and only 10 minutes left.
Then
10 minutes.
let's go most ghetto.
Most ghetto, Louisiana town.
Most ghetto.
All right, and this was a study based on crime and income levels in certain towns, and urban housing movements, I guess.
Right, low-income housing, blah.
All that stuff. So number 10 was rain, and I did not write the actual numbers on. They do have. If you want to hear about this article, just search most ghetto Louisiana towns. They have the article that actually gives the incomes and all that stuff.
Right.
So they had rain at number 10. Number 9, Monroe. Number 8, I'm not really even sure where this is at. Tallulah?
Oh, Tallulah is close to the Mississippi border.
Okay. Bogalusa, I knew about that one. Bogalusa is nasty. It's like a plant town. It smells like a
ass crack.
Yeah, like a paper mill. Franklin. That's where my dad is from. I can see that one because it peaked in the 70s.
Right, and hadn't done squat since.
Right.
Yeah, Franklin is. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
St. Martinville. Kind of in there.
Wait, what number was that?
Number 5.
I would have thought St. Martinville would have ranked higher.
Number 4, Mansfield.
Mansfield.
Not really sure
Must
where
be
that's
North
at
Louisiana.
Number 3, Ville Platte.
Okay.
Number 2, Opelousas, Opelousas. And then number 1, we've got a tie.
We got a tie?
Well, I threw one in there, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is. We've got Bastrop and New Iberia.
Bastrop and New Iberia. Okay, Bastrop's in North Louisiana?
I think it's near Baton Rouge, maybe.
I don't know.
No, I'm not sure either.
Yeah, well, DeBerry can be pretty ghetto.
Yep. How about flying through on this day in history?
Let's go.
1679, we got habeas corpus ratified, where you can be in prison to be examined by the court.
Right.
1785, first manned flight of a gas balloon. 1804, Hamilton died after duel Burr.
Boom! Bring back the dueling. Insult me, biznitch. I will meet you on the dueling grounds.
Who would you like to see Donald Trump duel?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Anybody.
Okay. How about 1843, Mormon Joseph Smith says that God allows polygamy.
But not polyandry.
My polyamorous friend. 1909, the 16th Amendment, which allowed the federal government the power to tax your incomes, was ratified. How about that?
Well, they've got their hands in my pockets.
And then 1913, of course, the IRS was created. 1954, this guy as a president doesn't get as much credit as what he probably deserves. Dwight Eisenhower created the interstate highway.
Oh, interstate highway system, number 1.
1957, the Surgeon General linked smoking to lung cancer.
No, duh.
Well, of course. 1976, hey, the Family Feud debuts with Richard Dawson, where he would basically grope your wife and make out with her, and good stuff.
Right, that's definitely fodder for the Me Too movement.
1979, the Disco Demolition Night, which caused the White Sox to forfeit. Basically, a bunch of fans burned disco records on the baseball field.
Disco, disco duck.
2016, Bernie Sanders endorses Hillary Clinton after he got screwed in the DNC.
Did he have any choice?
Didn't have a choice. Birthdays, happy birthday, dead people, and some alive people. 1817, Henry David Thoreau.
Right.
1854, George Eastman. I didn't know who he was, but he invented Kodak.
Right. Yeah, Eastman Kodak. I knew that part.
1937, we got the Jello pudding and the pudding pops, and I put something in your drinks, and I rape you. And Bill Cosby's birthday, 1937.
So wait, how old is Bill now? 70?
That would make him 81.
81?
81.
That's a long time he's going to spend in jail for.
Yeah, kind of a slow birthday day, but Topher Grace was the only other one that I really recognized.
Right, 70s show.
70s show, and actually
he's done a couple of movies.
Venom. He played Venom, which I thought was a bad role for him.
Actually,
it was bad casting.
Okay, you think about it. Peter Parker, all nice and squeaky clean. Topher Grace, sort of squeaky clean, but feeling like he's getting screwed over. And then Venom grabs a hold of him. I mean, that made for dramatic interplay in the movie. Not saying it was a good movie. I'm just saying that it did bring something to the film.
Let's see, just to kind of get through a couple of these lists, we've only got about 3.5 minutes left here. Loser jobs paying 6 figures, can just kind of run through those. A longshoreman.
Yeah.
Loading cargo ships, you make ships. You make shits. Loading cargo shits. How about that? You can make $70,000 to $120,000 a year, where the foreman makes $250,000 a year.
Whoa! Big money.
No college education required. How about luggage transport or skycap? Make up to $75,000 to $100,000 a year, even in tips. Golf ball divers.
Okay, so you go into the water traps and you pull up golf balls and then resell them?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Make up to $100,000 a year. Elevator mechanics, $100,000 a year.
That's a real job there.
Yep. A hot dog cart in New York City makes up to $100,000. Plumber, $50,000 to $90,000. Some bartenders, especially in bigger cities. General contractors, oil rig workers, taxi drivers, photojournalists, and welders.
Unless you're welding in a place that relies on the oil industry, because that's boom or bust.
And Moe, give us with some Socrates quotes. I need to step out for a second.
Go ahead. This one. Number 1. The only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. The unexamined life is not worth living. Only one good knowledge and one evil ignorance. I can't, from my previous career, I can't teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. And that summarized my job. Be kind. Everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Oh, dude, everybody's got drama, and some of them are having a hard time with. To find yourself, think for yourself, and know thyself. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. I'm sorry. Let me just make sure I'm not losing track here. Okay. The secret of change is to focus energy not on fighting the old, but building the new. And then, of course, his personal thing, not Athenian or Greek, but a citizen of the world. And last but not least, what you think, you become, because the mind is everything. If you expand your mind, you will open up your life to new experiences. Socrates knew some stuff, and it's still relevant today. How are we doing on time, Hoss?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sitting into Higher Thought. We enjoyed the fact that you showed up, and I'm sorry that you didn't bother to call, because we always make it available to you at 337-366-8950.
We gotta be more consistent showing up for the show.
Bye, we love you. Deuces.